So the last video with the Centurion Dominator, I was getting everything ready to go out on the water. Just put the outdrive bulb together, did a couple little upgrades, and learned I couldn't steer the thing. I got in there and I knew that I had this cut in the, the cable. It was rusted, but I didn't know how bad it was until, it sat for a good 4, 5, 6 months. And then when I went to go back out, it was just broken. So problem I had, this end where it goes onto like the power steering rack, they're all the same from what I gather. I haven't even checked my kit here to see what it looks like, so hopefully we're good. The other end was this rack system, and from what I understand, if you just unbolt these 4 bolts, this stays with your steering column and you replace the rack. However, I'm completely unfamiliar with these. The place that I bought this had no clue about these. Like, they're so old, I guess they're so outdated, nobody really knows a whole lot about them. So this is like I guess the new style. It's a planetary setup. Another issue I had, my helm is straight, so I have to have tilt steering. With the tilt steering, the whole thing moved up and down, and this went up and down. And I'll show you when you go back there. I got all my wiring is back there, so this thing rubs up against all my wiring and loosens connections up, and I had a few problems with grounds and stuff. But this one, supposedly, that planetary gear setup is stationary, and then the tilt system is in front of the helm where the steering wheel is. That is what moves. I'm guessing it's got a universal joint in there or something, so the actual steering mechanism doesn't move back there. So that's one reason why I decided to update everything and do away with this thing. Once I get some video footage of that, you'll understand a little more. I could have saved a bunch of money just replacing this thing, but I didn't want any more problems with the wiring. So I'm about to open this box up. We'll see what's inside the box. This is kind of like an unboxing of this thing. This whole updated thing is as much as a modern cell phone, so kind of expensive. It's under the $500 mark, but it's up there. All right, let's dig in. Okay, I was under the impression the lid just opened on that box, but you had to pull the centerpiece out, and all this came out of it. So let me unbox it again. We'll see what we got. So the business end of this thing is this part. This one's pulled out a little bit, but you got this nut that screws on, and then this rod here with the pin in it. This is looking pretty well identical. I do believe this is the same. So this is the part that matters. The other end of this is what hooks up to this. So you see how this is like a coil. It's like a coil wound thing. And this is I can't even get this back together, but this threads into the rack, and then it's a smaller version of this. It's threaded here that goes into that rack, so it's completely different. When I first went and bought the cable, I got home and it was that coil style. I'm like, what happened? What's different? And that was kind of the beginning of my whole journey of what the difference was. So let me open this one next. I'll get rid of this stuff and we'll see what's in that box. So this is our new planetary system here. It's telling me exactly what cable to use. That's part of this thing. That's kind of nice for future. When I break it again. When you own old things for a long period of time, you got to think like that. Okay. So these. This is where the cable goes into, and you could actually run this as a dual cable if you wanted. I'm running it as a single cable. This is where all that extra money come in. Let's see what we got. That's exactly what I thought. Here's some sort of a universal joint. That's a little stiff. I guess maybe once you start using it, it'll loosen up. Good, it's got like a sealed ball bearing in here. The thing I'm not sure about which I'll have to read the old funny pages. How do you mount the steering wheel to it? That's kind of my thing. But okay, so this connects to this. So yeah, this will bolt, which I think is what this is. That's some kind of a spacer adapter. Alright, this will bolt to my helm, and then this goes on the outside, which does my up and down. This won't go up and down like the rack did. The rack, like I said, going up and down with the wires there, that's kind of what ruined it for me. So hopefully this all goes well. Some nice stuff anyway. Maybe tomorrow once I get out of work, and I'm kind of doing this in the evening once I get home from work. I kind of want to take the boat out this weekend. I was doing some transmission work for a friend. It was kind of an emergency deal. He has a flooring business and he needed his van done like right away. So I had to do an emergency transmission rebuild. In the meantime, I let him borrow my truck. So his van's done. I got my truck back. As long as I put this in, there's no reason why I can't have that boat on the water this weekend. So wish me luck, and I'll take you along for the journey. And we'll see you hopefully tomorrow evening.